if this doesn't convince you on how much I like this sunscreen, I don't know what will. Hi friends, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm gonna review the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice and Probiotic Sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen that applies gently on the skin, and it includes skin calming ingredients and brightening ingredients. It contains 30% rice extract and green probiotics complex. On their website, they compare this to a light moisturizing cream that's supposed to give you a natural glow without having any white cast. So it is a SPF 50 plus sunscreen and PA+++ sunscreen. So as far as the UV protection goes, I think this is pretty good. But let's jump into the ingredients and see what are some of the stuff there. So this sunscreen has 30% rice extract and grain fermented extract, and it says the grain fermented extract is rich in vitamin B, C and E, and plus this is alcohol and fragrance free as well. And it also has other key ingredients like niacinamide and tocopherol, but I'll just put the whole ingredient list here so that you can see it for yourself. All in all, looking at the sunscreen and the SPF and PA, I think this is overall a pretty good sunscreen, sun protection or UVA and UVB wise. But let's now move on to what I liked and what I didn't like about the products. But as you can clearly see from the number of sunscreens that I have, what I liked definitely outweighs what I don't like about this. Okay, so the first thing that I liked about this is how hydrating this sunscreen is. I must say, for a sunscreen, it is pretty hydrating, and look at how easily this just blends into the skin, and within seconds it's gone. It has a very nice dewy finish, and it's very easy to blend on the face. So especially if you have dry skin, it is very nice, very hydrating, easy to blend. Furthermore, like I mentioned, the ingredients doesn't have any alcohol or fragrance, which I really like. So overall, I really liked a lot about this sunscreen. So let me now just apply some onto my face to show you exactly how good it is. Let me just take a bit and apply it. Oof, I'm applying a bit too much for that one. It starts off with having a little bit of a white cast. The very first time I applied it, I was like, ooh, what is that? But once you blend it in, just look at how the face just glows. It has a very nice dewy finish that I think a lot of sunscreens doesn't have. It just leaves you kind of like oily, or it's very hard to blend. So if you compare the side without any and the side with, you can clearly tell the dewy glowiness is from the side that I applied, and the side that doesn't have any sunscreen is just like matte. I would also add that the price is very affordable. One tube is around 15 Singapore dollars, and if you buy it during the sale seasons on Lazada, Shopee, you can get it for an even cheaper price. You can get a lot of discounts on it. So very affordable in terms of pricing as well. And another thing that I would add is the way that they made this sunscreen. I don't know what is this material, but it makes it so easy to squeeze out. Like, you can see that the life of this sunscreen bottle has been like squeezed out of it. These are the other bottles of sunscreens that I have, and I don't really like this kind of packaging because it makes it very hard to get the last few ml of sunscreen out, and the best way I would guess is to cut open the bottle to really squeeze it out. But for this, quite easy. You see, it's already quite flat, so the packaging is also a plus for this sunscreen. Okay, so now moving on to things that I didn't like. The major thing I would say is that this sunscreen is not water or sweat resistant, and especially staying in Singapore where it's so hot and humid all the time, it kind of does melt off your face if you're sweating a lot. But I would say for like day-to-day use, especially when I go to office, I'm in an air-conditioned place throughout the day, so I'm not really sweating that much. So for a day-to-day use, it's still fine for me. Perhaps on days where you're going out, you might want to use a sunscreen that is sweat resistant so that you don't have to reapply that often. Secondly, even though it's a very moisturizing sunscreen, I have very dry skin, so on days where like my skin feels a little bit extra dry, this is not enough. I would still need to wear moisturizer before applying this, but I wouldn't say this is a problem specifically to this sunscreen, because at the end of the day, you know, it's a sunscreen, it's not a moisturizer. So if I really want that extra moisturizing effect, you know, just use moisturizer. So it's not really that big of a deal for me. But apart from that, I can't even really say I dislike many other things about this. So yeah, nothing much to add in this part. So in conclusion, I would say this is well worth all the hype that it had on TikTok, and it was sold out in a lot of sites in Singapore. So I understand why there's such a huge hype on it, and I'm really glad that it did go viral, because it's a great sunscreen and everyone should have access to a great sunscreen. But you know, at the end of the day, you have to try it for yourself. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. But if you do decide to try it, please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and see you guys in my next video. Bye!